The wineglass slipped from her hand first. I didn't even look down as it shattered across the kitchen tiles, red streaking the white grout like veins. Her voice came next, low, steady, terrifying in its calm. "I'm leaving you, Daniel." For a second I thought she was joking. Emily always had this cruel way of testing reactions, like dangling a blade just to see how close it could get before I flinched. But tonight her face wasn't teasing. It was tired, like she'd already made peace with something I hadn't even begun to understand. I tried to speak, but my throat locked. The sound that came out was barely human. "What did you just say?" She folded her arms, exhaled slowly. "I said I'm leaving you." "I'm sorry, Daniel. I should have told you sooner." Sooner. That word sliced deeper than the rest. The kitchen light buzzed above us, flickering faintly, casting our shadows over the broken glass. I noticed then that her phone was face down on the counter. The same phone she'd started guarding the past few weeks. Always on silent. Always flipped over. I swallowed hard. "There's someone else, isn't there?" Her eyes darted toward the floor for just a moment. But that moment was all I needed. "It's not like that," she said quickly. "It's not what you think." "Then what is it, Emily?" "Because you don't walk out of a 10-year marriage without something, or someone, pulling you away." Her lips trembled, but her voice didn't break. "His name's Aaron. It's been happening for a few months. I didn't mean for it to, Daniel. But it just happened." There it was. The confession. It didn't come with tears or apologies, just a quiet acceptance, as if she were describing a change in weather. I turned away from her, gripping the counter until my knuckles went white. My reflection in the dark window looked like a stranger. Someone hollow, pale, unrecognizable. In my head, I replayed the past few months. Her late nights at the studio, her new perfume, her phone lighting up at 2 a.m. with messages she said were clients. Every red flag I'd ignored now glared like warning sirens. "Does he make you happy?" I asked finally. She hesitated. "He makes me feel seen." That word shattered something inside me. "I gave you everything," I whispered. "Every damn thing." She nodded, eyes glistening. "I know. And that's what makes this harder." Then, as if the universe couldn't bear the silence, my phone buzzed on the counter. A message from an unknown number. "Tell her the truth, Daniel." The blood drained from my face. Emily's eyes widened as she recognized the tone of my reaction. Not anger, but confusion. "What is it?" she asked. I didn't answer. My fingers trembled as I opened the message thread. Dozens of texts. Screenshots. Photos. Each one stamped with dates and times. And then I saw it, her. Emily. In Aaron's apartment. The same couch she told me she bought for her new design client. My breath hitched as I scrolled. There were messages between them, intimate, taunting. But mixed within were others. Messages she'd sent to someone else. "He suspects nothing. Once I have the account transfer, I'll tell him. You'll get your share after I leave him." I looked up. Her lips parted, panic flashing across her face. "Daniel, please, it's not what it looks like." "Oh, I think it's exactly what it looks like," I said, the words sharp and low. "You weren't just sleeping with him. You were using me. Planning to drain me dry before you left." Tears welled in her eyes, but I couldn't tell if they were from guilt or fear. "Who sent you this?" she demanded. I let the question hang in the air. Then without a word I unlocked my phone, swiped to my recent calls and hit speaker. A man's voice answered. "Daniel." Emily froze. Her face went pale. "Aaron," I said calmly. "You texted me. I assume you wanted to talk." He stammered. I didn't mean for you to see all that. I just thought you should know." She wasn't honest with either of us. Emily turned on him through the phone. "You pathetic coward. You told him." But I wasn't listening to her anymore. My mind was reeling, rewinding everything I just heard. She wasn't honest with either of us. "She told me she loved me," Aaron continued. "Said she was done with you. But then she tried to get me to invest in your firm's expansion. Told me it would secure their future together. When I found out she forged your signature on the documents, I backed out. She lost it." I stared at her. "You forged my signature?" Her hands shook. "Daniel, please." I was desperate. "You were always so distant, and I—" "Stop," I cut in, voice trembling with fury. "You lied to me, cheated on me, and stole from me. And you say I was distant. She tried to reach for me, but I stepped back. You can keep your things, I said quietly. But the bank will keep everything else. I already froze the accounts. Her breath hitched. You what? I noticed the transfers last week, I said. I hired someone to trace them. Guess who showed me everything? Aaron. Her mouth fell open, speechless. The phone was still on speaker, Aaron silent now, listening to the wreckage of what he'd started. I turned the device off, set it down gently beside the shards of glass. I loved you, Emily, I said, voice barely above a whisper. Even when you started fading, I kept trying to reach you. But now I see you were already gone. She sank to the floor sobbing, not from heartbreak but from shock. I walked past her toward the front door, the cold air seeping in from outside. Before I stepped out, I looked back once more. I hope you find someone who makes you feel seen, I said softly. Because I finally see you now. The door clicked shut behind me. Inside, the sound of her crying was swallowed by silence. Outside, the night air felt sharp and clean. For the first time in months I could breathe. And somewhere deep inside me, beneath the grief and fury, something unfamiliar stirred: freedom.